Getting ready to go home, right?
I know. I'm watching the tape. Don's cursing at me right now because I got to come down.
Why is he cursing at you?
No.
What's the talent like at your position?
Great. I mean, we have great talent. We got a chip on our shoulder. We come to practice every day. We got a lot of opportunity ahead. I feel really good about it.
How much has Devin progressed from last year to this year?
Devin progresses on a daily basis. You know, he's starting to understand what it takes to be a Big Ten linebacker, and he's having a heck of a spring so far. He had a heck of an end of the season and got better and better. And he's the kind of guy that comes to work every day, so he gets better every day, and you really see it. And he's working on some things, and very excited about him.
Do you feel confident saying he's one of your top 3 guys right now with Michael Cray and Robo?
No, I can't say that. I think every linebacker right now is one of my top guys. You know, I think that they all have to come to work and they have an opportunity. You know, this is all about opportunities in the spring, and they show up. And you know, whether it's 1 rep or 100 reps, they got to take advantage of it and work their butts off. So I'm not ready to say, you know, at least personally, I'm not ready to say, you know, who the top guys are. I think they all have to earn and you know, do their part.
The ferocity that Devin plays with on special teams, does he play that way at linebacker as well?
Oh yeah. He's not allowed not to. But
he wants to hit you.
He's really good. You know, and he's the kind of guy who shows up, and you know, you got some. You know, it's just he shows up every single day in every drill, whether it's special teams, whether it's, you know, linebacker stuff. You know, he gets it, and you know, that's important.
In your short time here, you've had a lot of different roles and a lot of jobs in this program. What's that like going from one role to the next?
I love it. You know, I'm a kind of guy who likes to do a lot of things and takes pride in anything I do. You know, so, you know, I enjoy it. I enjoy, you know, different roles and learning and doing different things. And, you know, so I kind of accept it and enjoy it. It's, you know, like I tell the players all the time, you know, life is about opportunities. You know, you gain opportunities with everything every day. You know, and if you really want something, then, you know, you can't let those opportunities pass you by. You got to take advantage of everything. You know, whether it's reps on the field or, you know, it's tasks that someone tells you to do in the office. You know, it's the same thing. It's all about your work ethic and taking advantage of opportunities. And, you know, I think our guys are doing that right now, and I think I've done that and got to keep doing it.
You've gotten a lot of accolades for your recruiting. What's for you? What's the key to being a good recruiter?
People around me, the people in the building. I mean, recruiting is it takes a village to recruit a top athlete. You know, it's just like it takes a great program. You know, I'm not ready to take credit for any kid that I've recruited personally. It's everyone. I work with great people. There's great kids and people on the team. You know, so everyone that the people meet here at the school, there's tremendous people in the school. It's a great place with great people, and that's, you know, everyone should get credit. You know, those accolades are good, and you know, of course, it's something that you'd be proud of. But you know, to me, it's really an everyone kind of type of thing. It's not an individual. You know, when it comes to recruiting, and you know, anyone that tells you different, I think, is wrong.
Chris, you've been involved in the recruiting process as both a high school coach and a college coach, and players build relationships with other players in that process, whether it's before they committed or after they committed. Why are those player-to-player relationships important?
In terms of, can you explain?
You know, terms of like, once a guy commits, he makes a connection with a guy in the program. Yeah. Why is that important?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything, you know, it's a team, right? So, you know, any relationship that you build, you know, it's rewarding when you can build a relationship with somebody, I feel like. And, you know, and I think when the players can build relationships with each other, it helps with recruiting, number one. It helps your team down the road because they feel bonded from before they were even a teammate, you know. I think that helps. And I think it just gives a better understanding of how to be a great person to the players, you know. Like, even if the player doesn't come to Michigan, right, it's like you still built a relationship with somebody from a different state with a different background. You know, you don't have to be their enemy, you know. So I just think, but it is important, of course. It's a good thing. I think we do a good job of it here.
McCray doesn't seem to be really a vocal guy. Is he more of a leader by example type of guy?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty vocal when he needs to be. You know, I don't think it's out in the open and stuff, but you know, he leads, he gets vocal. He's been tremendous. He's a worker, and you know, McCray's the kind of guy it was taken away from him. You know, he was injured and he couldn't play. And, you know, that's the chip that he has on his shoulder on a daily basis. He's not gonna let one rep go by because he knows what it feels like to be on the sideline. So, you know, that's exciting to see. And then the players that's his biggest leadership quality, is showing up every day and understanding, because he's seen the bad side of being injured and being on the sideline.
Chris, who's working at the 2 return spots at the kickoff and the punt returns?
Got about 15 guys. I'm not ready to answer any specifics about those guys. We're repping the heck. It's like an opportunity. Again, you know, when the punt goes up in practice and you're the guy that's supposed to catch it and burst and try to score, you know, you got to take advantage of that opportunity. And we got a lot of guys working at that. And I think we'll be pretty dynamic back there.
We made it about 5 minutes for that Jabrill question, so I'm going to
Yeah, I love it.
How difficult is it to replace him, and can you do it with a single guy, or how do you approach that?
You know, it's funny, like Jabrill, I mean, I think every player that you coach, I really believe this, is irreplaceable, right? Jabrill Peppers is Jabrill Peppers. You're not going to have another Jabrill Peppers, you know, so in terms of replacing him, you're not going to replace him, but, you know, is his position, is his skill replaceable? Of course, you know, that's what we're here for, you know. If a kid comes in and he's irreplaceable, I don't know why you're coaching, you know. So, you know, we're going to replace him with however we feel is necessary to get that position to the skill level that he brought. And it's exciting, you know, and it's motivating. And you know, Jabrill Peppers is a phenomenal athlete and was a great teammate and a great kid here. But you know, we've moved on from that, you know, and we're working with the guys that we have to make sure that position that he played is better than when he played it there. However we do it.
Does that position morph to fit the new guy's strengths and what you're going to do with it?
Of course, I mean, I think it needs to. You know, you're not going to kind of fit a square peg in a round hole or anything like that. We're going to make sure that we understand who the guys we have in that position are, and you know, and use their skill set. 100%.
So what are the strengths of Metellus and Hudson and anybody else you have there?
What are they? Metellus is a very savvy football player. You know, he steps on the field, he understands angles and you know, and how to get things done. Whereas you know, he doesn't have to be as taught as some other football players. He gets it. He understands schemes. He understands the big picture. Gets himself in the right position, and he's a fierce competitor. Hudson is the fiercest competitor. He does everything right. He prides himself on doing everything right. He's very physical. He's low to the ground. He gets under people. He strikes people. He plays really hard. He's very self-motivated. You know, they both have tremendous strengths.
Was that ability to pick it up quickly why Josh was doing it last season? I mean, that's what we were told the other day, was that they got partway through the season and just said, we don't have a backup Viper.
You got to find the savviest guy who's able to do it and plug them in, you know, when something like, you know, Jabrill's injury and stuff happens. So, yes, that would be the reason, yeah.
Who are the guys battling with McCray and Devin?
There's a wide variety of them, but, you know, obviously, you know, Robluski, he's a tremendous competitor and a hard worker, and again, a guy that shows up and takes advantage of every opportunity he gets, and you know, he's a guy that we're looking at to be a leader for us. You know, then you got, you know, Mbase, who's taken a huge step here in this spring. We love what we're seeing out of him. He's moving around and hitting and starting to understand what it takes to play linebacker at this level. You got Devin Gill, who's there, moving around, doing a great job and playing hard, and another fierce competitor. Ben Mason's in the mix there. You know, he's just a big guy who likes contact, and we like that, and that's kind of fits into Don's defense. You know, you got Jared Wengler, who's there, and he's been here for a while, and he's, you know, kind of doing the right thing and working hard, and same deal. So there's a good variety of guys.
Chris, with the punt returners, is there some walking before they can run? You know, Jabrill never put the ball on the ground, and that was everything else he did on top of that, but he was so sure-handed. I mean, how much of it right now is you got to find somebody?
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, so it is. It's something that we have a coach that's just, you know, with them constantly all the time. They are specialists. I treat punt returners like specialists. So they're like your kicker, punter, long snapper. They have their own individual deal. And Drew Terrell, who's a grad assistant, does a phenomenal job. He's really focusing on spending all the time with them that he can, and treat them like specialists. When we're going over special teams, we're doing a lot of stuff. One of my goals for this team is to be a very dynamic return team. I want to lead the country in punt return. We kind of led the country in blocks last year, and believe me, we're going to come after people, but we want to flip the script and do a lot. So we're doing a lot of work on the return game this year. Different drills, different techniques. We're stepping it up, big time with that. So and hopefully it'll help the returners get in more room and things like that. And but yeah, those guys are treated like specialists, and they're we're walking them slow. We're crawling them, then we're walking them, then we'll run them when the time comes.
Is that your role to have a GA focusing just on that, or is that something you did last year?
Well, you know what? I didn't, but it's just something that I kind of, when I was at the Citadel, I was able to work with the punt returners, and the coach there was kind of an old school, older guy, retired a long time ago, but he had somebody focused on that and treated those guys like specialists, and I didn't do that last year. But then it kind of, was just thinking about it and stuff, and we had a really good Andre Roberts was the punt returner there. He's been in the league for 10 years now. And I just felt like that time that I was able to spend with him and just focus him as an individual player, was good to get those guys up to speed. So that's why, I think Drew is going to do a good job, because they have someone to go to all the time. As a coordinator, you're working on the whole unit while you forget about individual positions sometimes. You try to get at them. Well, those guys need someone standing there coaching them at all times. So we went with that direction, and hopefully it works out.
Do you expect Kenny did everything. Do you expect those three positions, kickoff specialist, other two, to be split between three different guys this year?
Well, yeah, I'm not ready to say that, because we're working everybody at everything.
Okay.
We're trying to make sure that we're making well-rounded football players, and it's the same thing that we treat coaches. The other coach, Don treats the defense like this. Dreb treats the offense like this. Well, I treat the special teams where we try to teach these guys the whole deal. So the punters understand the protections. The gunners understand what the line's doing. The line understands what the gunners are doing. Just the kickoff team, they understand where it all fits in. Well, we're trying to do that in the spring with the entire specialist group. The kickers understand what the punters have to do, where they've actually done it. The punters have to kick. The kickoff, everyone kicks off. I think it'll make a more well-rounded player. But we have guys, we have a lot of guys competing at all those spots.
Brad Robbins is in that in your recruiting class this year. Will he be part of that mix? So he'll be in the opportunity to do a job?
Yeah, of course. We just here it's you come in and you have the opportunity to play here, and the best players, the best young men, the best teammates, they'll play, and he'll have plenty of opportunity to step in and show what he can do when he gets there in the summer.
What do you really like about him when you guys went down?
So that was like kind of a spur in the moment thing. That was a crazy day. I was kind of like all over the place, and I was able to get into Columbus like in the afternoon. I think I started in like Mississippi, went through Georgia, and then went to Columbus, ended in Iowa. So I got to see him for like a 2-hour stint there, and I just felt like he was working out. So I didn't really get to talk to him much, but I got to kind of see him just stand there and watch his workout, and or be in the stands for it. And it was raining, it was cold. And he was just not just focusing in on his workout, doing what he had to do, extremely athletic, extremely active leg. I just felt like he was a competitor right off the bat. I don't know, I just got that sense. He's like a four-sport athlete, and, I think that's what we were kind of looking at in a punter, is an athlete who can integrate in the team and be really good. And I just got that sense right off the bat, and, and he was competing at his workout with his other teammates. It was just, I felt like he was a competitor and liked what I saw.
Are any of the early enrollee freshman guys you're using in the return game?
Yeah, of course. Well, we're using all of them. They're all going to get their shot.
Anybody stand out after 4 practices?
No, not necessarily. They're all taking advantage of opportunities. Those guys are going to make mistakes. They're going to do good things, and it's going to kind of be like that through the spring until they mature and go into camp. So, I don't think anyone's standing out, but I don't think anyone's not standing out. I think they're all doing a good job. They're a very good group.
You also got time for 1 or 2 more.
What's the experience like with Solomon? I mean, was that all nerves for you at the end? Is that just a crazy experience? Like with Rashawn? With Rashawn, you had a prior relationship, but it went down to the end as well.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny, like the way I approach it is like I just got to meet a great family and great people, and hopefully they make the right decision. But if they don't, I still had a heck of an opportunity to form a great relationship with a young man, and me and Aubrey got really tight through it. Kind of tighter than you get with other kids sometimes. So I felt really good about it, just because my relationship with you able to get really tight, and I've kind of taken to the whole thing with recruiting, and when I start meeting and getting a relationship with players, I try to start mentoring them, because I think the recruiting process is kind of broken. It's all these coaches are selling and trying to sell the kids on the program and be all flashy, and they got all these game rooms and all these flashy things and these great meals, and everything's like great. Well, where's the mentorship of being a coach? Where does that come in? That's kind of lost. So I've kind of flipped the script, because that's kind of what I did as a high school coach to try to mentor them. That's what I try to do in recruiting is, instead of like just selling all the time, what about mentoring them and helping them? Because they're high school kids that are going through this monster process, and they have issues and they have things that they need to that they need to get. And, so Aubrey kind of took to that mold, I think. So it wasn't that nerve-wracking, to be honest. I kind of felt good about it.
Did you have to deal with any of the kids wondering about that last wave of rumors about Jim going to the NFL, and then he talked about the giant turkeys and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, of course. It's something you guys. I mean, it's like you have to make sure that you cut that stuff off and explain that it's not true, and it's just people, other coaches that are trying to, pull the wool over your eyes. But honestly, that helps us more than it hurts us, because, they're talking about him instead of their school. Really, why don't they focus on themselves, instead of being scared of who we are, and 17-year-olds, they kind of take to that. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why. And then they, it turns into a negative more than it hurts us. It turns into a negative against the other schools, to be honest.
Which coaches were those? Which coaches were those that were spreading those rumors?
Oh, probably all of them.
Can I just ask,
Yeah,
you
I'm
talked
fine.
about the chip on the shoulder thing. You said that last year too, going in with the position group. I
Yeah.
mean, is that legit? I mean, is that something you want to coach with that kind of attitude, or do they feel like they're?
I mean, I like it. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. It's just my mentality is, I feel like every day I wake up, I have something to prove, and I love, having the guys on the team feel like that, because they do. They have something to prove every day. They want to win a national championship. They have to prove that they have to do it. So, it's the way I coach, the way I live. Every day I wake up, I feel like I have something to prove. It's just who I am, and it doesn't affect my day, but it motivates my day. And I think that if you can get the players to do that and come in with something to prove every day and really believe it, it makes them better and hungrier and just better overall, guys at practice and everything like that. And then you get the team to do that. Then all of a sudden you got a whole group of guys that have something to prove, and that's pretty unstoppable.
And sort of bounce around. How many times did you get questions about Jim?
In terms of
that last
recruiting?
rumor, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. I mean,
But it was enough that.
Yeah, I mean, people ask the questions, of course. It's people try to spread that stuff, but it's something that you're just so used to doing that it happens a lot. Good.
Thank you.
All right.